Hello everyone, Brian here, and I'd like to do what I like to call a little bit of a comparison, if you will, to a game that's on all three major systems, but the biggest difference, is not in the game itself, but in the guitars. I'll give you an example. Here, we have an Xbox 360 version of Guitar Hero's guitar. In other words, the Guitar Hero, well, basically the Guitar Hero control for Xbox 360. Now, you might notice that just like the PS2 and possibly the PS3, in the back you have to add in two AA batteries. That's right, two AA batteries have to go to the back of here. Now, I don't know exactly, now, if I recall right, on the PS2 and possibly on the PS3 version, I could be wrong about the PS3 version, but on the PS2 version, you get a little thing that looks like a big memory card. And you basically plug it in to where you would plug in your controller. What does that do? Well, as soon as you put the batteries in here, and you turn on your PS2, and you turn this on, it sends a signal. So you can be playing Guitar Hero on your PS2. The PS3, I think, works similar, could be a little bit more different. It could do exactly what, well, the Xbox 360 version does. And that is, instead of plugging something into the Xbox, all you have to do is press this little button right here that I'm pointing at, just as you would press the little button right here on your 360 controller, and press the button located down here. And I know you can't see me, but you know where that's located at if you got a 360. And by doing so, this actually activates as a secondary controller, or it's your second controller. But before you do that, you also got, but while you're doing that as well, you got to press this, because that sends out the signal. See? You basically got to press that, and it sends out a signal just like your controller does. See what I mean? Send out the signal. And like I said, this acts just like another controller. See? Acts like another controller. But there is a difference between this one and the others. And that major difference is the Wii's version. You see, on the Wii, you got, well, a similar style, but you might notice there's a little hole here. Oh, and what's this? What's this? A connector? Gee, why does that look familiar? Well, could it be exactly the same kind of connector that you have with your nunchuck? Exactly. And what's this? There's no square buttons. It's a joystick, just like on your nunchuck. Basically saying that this, basically what that means is this was made specifically for the Nintendo Wii. Because for those that can only afford a Nintendo Wii, this was the cheapest way to go. Now, look at here, the back area. It's a little bigger than this area, isn't it? Because if you look at the difference, the back area is a little bit bigger. And like I said, if you look at the front area, you might notice there's a cross pad right there where there is a joystick in its place on the Wii version. Oh, and you might also notice there's no X on there. Now, how exactly does this work with the Wii? Well, as we all know, for all of us that have a Wii, like myself, we use the controller to turn it on, and we use the nunchuck for certain games. Well, this is how well, basically, I know you can't see me right now, but this is basically how it all would work. Just as you would connect your nunchuck, you basically got to connect your Wii to your basically to the back. Well, if you can get this thing working, just like that. You connect it. But then you wonder, does it hang out? No, it doesn't, because what you do is you actually slide it in. You try to slide it in, you tuck in the wires, then you take this and you put it on the side. Then, what you do, connect that, and voila! You have a Guitar Hero controlled not just by this, but by this as well. So in other words, it makes it a lot easier for you. Sure, it's a little bit more complicated, but when you think about it, it's probably the easier way to go when it comes to Guitar Heroes. Although the graphics are a little down by maybe a short percentage, so far, if you think about it, you don't have to waste batteries on your Guitar Hero when you can use the batteries on your Wii Remote. Basically, you don't want basically, if you have all three consoles, but you want something that doesn't require extra batteries when it comes to Guitar Hero, this is the best way to go. This is okay, and this is cool and great, but if you want a more economical way to go, here's your answer. So what's the major differences, you might ask, in comparing them? Well, as I said, the major differences are the fact that when you go with an Xbox or PS2 or PS3 version, or even an Xbox 360 version, you have a little keypad. You sort of have like a little cross pad right here, and you have the Xbox Square. I don't know exactly how the PS2 and PS3 versions are like, but I'm pretty sure they got this, but I don't know if they got anything in the middle that starts it up. Perhaps, like I said, just like the PS3 and PS2 are probably just the same way. You have a little controller, a little thing you plug into your controller mouse, and that's how it works. Basically, like something like a radar sensor. Now this is very similar in many ways, the buttons and everything, but like I said, the most obvious difference is the fact that you have a place to put your Wii Remote. And this helps just like a Wii Remote, just as this worked, as you saw earlier with the Xbox, same thing here. This helps you with when you're playing the game, it helps you go up and down. And when it comes to your menu on your Wii, this helps as well. But you also got to press here. Get what I'm saying? So, basically, if you want a great value to where maybe you can burn some of your songs onto your hard drive and play them on your Guitar Hero, this, for the 360 and the PS3, is the best way to go. But, if you want something that's more economical, more affordable for your budget, this is a better way to go. I mean, they both play the same way, both have the same storylines, multiplayer, online stuff, you name it. The only difference is you don't have to use extra batteries like in here for this. All you have to use is your Wii Remote, plug it in, and there you go. Now true, yes, you may have to use the batteries of the Wii Remote, but at least you don't have to dig out and get extra batteries to put in the back of it. I mean, think about it. I mean, that would be kind of weird, wouldn't it? You get a Guitar Hero, requires batteries, and the only thing you do with your Wii Remote is turn on the television? I mean, what's more easier? Plugging it in. There you go. But that's all I can say on my comparison between the Guitar Hero guitars. I hope you enjoyed that little comparison. You got any comments? Just let me know. I'm Brian, signing off for today, and I will talk to you all next time. I think I'm going to go play me some Guitar Hero.